Hello, everyone. Good, what is it? It's still morning on the East Coast. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you. Happy to be with you again. I've got a couple questions here for us, so let's just jump right into it. First question is from Bobby Perez. How do I get more focused on fewer things that will actually get me better results? I'm a general contractor and I also do some property rentals as an investor, and I also am looking to bring a new Mezcal brand to the US. I have a lot going on, but my day to day money is my GC business. I'm not super organized and not great with computers. I'm very hands on and use paper files. I know there are better ways to do this, but I don't know where to start. I have Sean as a business coach now helping, but wanted to get your thoughts on how you get more focused on your life and business, and maybe that can help me. The first thing I would suggest when you're trying to focus is and how to get down to fewer things that actually make the results better, to quote your question, is create an opportunity filter for yourself. So, um, we as entrepreneurs, myself included, have a tendency to get excited about a lot of things and want to be involved in a lot of things, and sometimes that's a superpower, and other times it's a bit of kryptonite to us. Um, so what I use is I have an opportunity filter, a very specific um, list. It's like a bullet pointed list with, like, you could think of it as like with check boxes next to each point. And the question is, does this thing I'm about to do uh, meet these requirements? If it doesn't meet the requirements, then I automatically say no to it, and then that helps me kind of keep my plate clear of things I should be doing or shouldn't be doing. Now the question is, how do you identify what that opportunity filter should consist of? That's going to be very personal to you. That's going to be very much dependent on how you want to spend your time, um, how your business and how you make money. Like what is your business model, and does your business model um, kind of naturally or organically connect to your preferred opportunity filter versus does your business model actually end up kind of forcing you down a path where you to things you don't want to do, or are getting overwhelmed with different things that you wouldn't otherwise do if it wasn't for the business. So yeah, first step, opportunity filter, and then making sure that that opportunity filter, based on how you envision your ideal life, fits with your business model. That's kind of the way to go. Beyond that, you mentioned something about paper and computers and all that. I think that's all tactical stuff. When you talk about tactical things, um, there's it's about the specific situation. So I probably can't advise on that specifically, unless we actually talked about the exact issue. Okay, next question. Carl Clark. How often should I be meeting with my team to keep a great company culture and prevent any team conflicts? I have a residential and commercial cleaning company in New Jersey and a team of 8 people. 4 W-2, with one being someone I was trying to turn into a team manager. We do not have an office, so we don't do full team meetings. We use texting for communications, and I speak with our team daily as I get out there and work with them side by side still. We do well, but I want to level up and grow this company. What could you suggest as to how I can better my culture, increase team loyalty, and grow the company? Thanks. So I'm a big fan of as an accountability structure and like a communication structure, I guess you could call it. Um, EOS, Entrepreneur Entrepreneur Operating System. EOS. The book is Traction by Gino Wickman. Um, that's not a bad way to go if you want to start getting into some sort of rhythm, as it were, with your team. The weekly meeting is called a L10, a level 10 meeting, and you can execute that meeting on a weekly basis with everyone. You could do that remotely via Zoom. If everybody's working on the same schedule, I know you're not in the same places, but if you're on the same schedule, that might be reasonable to organize. But at the very least, if you just want to keep it simple, I would suggest just a 15-minute huddle each morning or afternoon, where you get everybody on Zoom, where whenever usually it's done in the morning at the beginning of the week, or if it's not daily, um, just to kind of get everybody onto a rhythm of seeing each other's faces, of talking, of interacting with each other. And really, in those meetings, it's just a very simple, what am I working on? What did I work on yesterday or last week? What am I working on this week? and what roadblocks do I need help with? And if there are no roadblocks, just say no roadblocks. This is what I'm working on, and I'm good. If there is a roadblock and I need help from you, and you, great. You note that down, and then outside of the context of that quick meeting, because those meetings are designed to be fast, you can pull those people aside and get that help. That's kind of a good way to just create some connection from people, just because you're meeting, you're getting a regular face-to-face that everyone knows they're going to connect with. All right, next question. Madeline Igbagbo. Sorry about the last name. I don't know if I pronounced that right. How do I start figuring out what would be my best first company? I know this is a tough question to answer, so maybe you could help me by explaining how you found your calling and built your company. How did you know it was the company you should start? I come from a very low income background. I have been in and out of 2 very abusive relationships, and I'm now gaining confidence in building my next chapters of my life. I am a good speaker and I'm a trainer for medical assistants. And I'm a hard worker. I do take my training experience and good communication skills and find out what business would be good for me to start. Thanks. So, Madeline, I think the way to start, it took me my whole career to kind of get to this point. But when you're looking at a new venture of any kind, you got to start with what you want to do. Don't worry about how you're going to make money or like what the best business or this or that is supposed to be at this exact moment. Start with how you want to work. How do you want to spend your time? Outline that. Like design your ideal day. That's where you want to begin the conversation. If you lay out your ideal day first, or your ideal week, or your ideal month, and kind of how you want to operate. Do you want to commute place? Do you want to commute to an office? Do you want to work out of your house? Do you want to work in front of a computer? Do you want to work outside? Do you want to focus on building passive income that you don't have to get up and work every day? Like whatever that thing is, like list those things out and be ambitious with your ideal life that you design for yourself. I think that's a lot of times where people run into trouble. They don't imagine far enough. They get caught up in what their past is or what they see the people around them doing. Use your imagination. What do you really want? And if the sky's the limit kind of situation. Once you kind of define your ideal life, then find the businesses that will plug into that and will service that, not the other way around. Again, most entrepreneurs start their businesses from the opposite perspective. They start with the business that they think they can make money with and they think they can grow, to be able to be something of a business without any focus on how that impacts their life or how it impacts their future potential. So I say do it the other way around. Start with how you want your life to be and then find the businesses that serve that. Not your job to serve your business. And I'm happy to talk with you one-on-one about that. I think that's a very interesting subject. So if you want to coach through that a little bit, I'm happy to do that. Or anyone else who's listening to this on that particular subject. So kind of a passion of mine to get people to think about where they want to go and actually, go where they actually want to go, not where they think they should be going. All right, next question. Alex Wilkins. How do I become a better leader in my service-based business? I have a design landscape business where we do custom curbing, trimming, retaining walls, etc., not mowing. It requires more skill than normal landscape work, and I am having the toughest time training people and leveling them up enough to trust them where I can build several teams and know where it's getting done. Excuse me. Getting done sufficiently for customers, and we take care for our equipment. I have very high standards both in skill and effort, and I feel my team doesn't care like I do and doesn't work as hard as I do. How can I get them to level up and do better, and how do I find the 1 to 2 people who I can make team leads and grow the business? It is very mentally tough for me. Sometimes I think I should just do things on my own and not grow. Yes, Alex, you are absolutely right. Those are your 2 options. Either do it all yourself and not grow, or not grow beyond your own time, or you're going to need a lot of good systems and processes. But let's talk about the first option. Um, a lot of times people think about growing a business, um, and they think that they have to keep adding people and they have to keep growing the business. There's nothing wrong with growing a business that's strictly a one-man show type operation. It's because if you can get yourself into a one-man show type operation where you are constantly raising your hourly rate. I mean, like, look, would you like to make, $100 an hour with a team of 100 people, or would you rather make $50,000 an hour just by yourself? That's an option. You can look at it. You can try to grow a business with the mindset of I'm going to make $50,000 an hour by myself without all this overhead and all this hassle, right? Again, just making a conscious decision about that. So you could take the business in that direction. I'm sure there's a way to do that. The other option is, as you're saying, is keep doing what you're doing, just scaling the number of units that you're able to produce because you have more people doing the same thing that you're doing, and you're trying to basically get them to do what you need them to do. So my first recommendation would be making sure that you've got enough systems and processes documented and clearly outlined in your ability to train and monitor those processes. The development of all that comes almost before you worry about finding the right people, because if you have the right systems processes documented and you have the right monitoring systems and KPIs and all that stuff, the level of person that you need to find goes way down. You don't need to have a super genius. You don't have to have somebody who's like you. You can find people, a much wider variety of people that can effectively and successfully do the work so that you're happy and they're happy. That's what I would say, is that systems and processes are going to be your friend there. All right, I guess that's it. I don't have any more questions for today. It's good to see everyone again. As always, I'm always around. If anyone wants to talk, reach out to me. But otherwise, we'll see you next time. Have a good one.